Today our friend Darth joins us for a story. Hey guys, so today we're joined by our friend Darth. Hey Darth, what's going on? Thanks for joining us.
It's a good day. How are you doing, Leila?
I'm doing fantastic. It's another good day for a lore story, and guys, today Darth chose the story for Elegaius. That's an interesting story, so I would love to know, why are we talking about her today?
Well, okay, so if anyone follows me fairly religiously, you know that the free-to-play account I played the longest, the first free-to-play one, we were really going dry for legendaries. We had great epics, admittedly. The account was all, I liked the account, to be fair, but we were getting dang near pity, all right, on that. And when we did finally pull a legendary, which pulled out of an ancient shard, it was an Elegaius, and I probably tilted harder from that poll than I've ever tilted from anything in my life, and basically insta-quint the account.
Oh no! Now, was that because you did you fuse her? Because I think she was a fragment champ, right? Or was it just because, again, she was a fragment champ, you didn't have her, and you're like, why in God's name am I getting this? And there's so many other things I could get.
No, it's not even that complicated. It was just pure salt. It was just a legendary I didn't want. I was just it was just a pouting DM. Like, that's not what I want. That's all it was. I mean, pretty much that simple.
It was classic DM. I love it. Well, I guess, guys, that's awesome. So I would love to know, back then, if you were following Darth and you saw that, leave me some comments because I want to hear how many people actually saw that because I wasn't aware of that. That's hilarious. All right, guys, so we are going to hop into the story for Elegaius. Countless horrors stalk Teleria. Many are the legends of monsters and evil spirits whispered among terrified mortals. As winter approaches and days grow shorter, these tales are ever more frequent, for the night of all unholy is upon us. But even now, with frightening fables so abundant, few dare speak of Elegaius, for her very name makes heroes and peasants alike tremble in fear.
It is a legend originating from a millennial past, long before the Stormwind Wastelands earned their name. Back in those blessed days, it was a fertile plain, home to many budding realms where wealthy rulers sought to outdo one another in splendor. Among them, one archon had decreed that he was the most pious of all his rivals in order to raise a temple of Lumaya, the likes of which Teleria had never seen. It was a mighty undertaking that drained the treasury and nearly led to a revolt when extortionate taxes were imposed on the citizens. But slowly, the construction went underway.
Alas, blinded by hubris, the ambitious Archon failed to see the rot of corruption that had already poisoned his court. Elegaius, the high priestess of Lumaya, had long lost her faith in the goddess and fell under the sway of evil. The necromancers in service to Siroth opened her eyes and taught her the ways of ancient dark magic, one that would let Elegaius obtain power beyond her wildest dreams. And so she struck a terrible pact that would doom the entire city.
As construction of Lumaya's grand cathedral went on, Elegaius committed countless atrocities in secret. She performed blood rituals, murdered innocents within walls, desecrated relics, all while her supposed sovereign feasted and bragged about his religious fervor. The gears were in motion, and no one could stop her schemes from coming to fruition. At last the day had come when the temple stood completed, so beautiful it brought grown men to tears. Proud of his achievements, the archon called for a mass that would bring Luminaya's blessing upon him. The entire city gathered as one, filling the temple and the plaza outside with a 1,000-strong crowd that hushed in a reverent silence when the high priestess addressed them and called for a prayer. That is when the horde began.
The Psalms of love and light changed, growing more vicious with every verse, until not a single soul among the congregation could understand the language in which Elegaius chanted. No one could move a muscle, mesmerized by the strange incantation. Suddenly, a dagger of black steel flashed from beneath the priestess's robes. She drove it through her own heart, thus giving one last sacrifice to the Dark One. Yet death did not claim her. With a shriek of agony, Elegaius' body twisted, aging by decades until it started to rot like a bloated corpse.
Shockwave of arcane energy erupted from the dagger in her hands. Its touch turning people to withered husks as their souls were drained. Within a minute, none but the creature that was once Elegaius remained. An entire city gone, turned to the terrible monument of Siroth's dark glory. But nothing lasts beneath the moon, and the weight of time had long reduced the once proud city to ruin. Those who venture into this cursed wasteland speak of tortured shrieks that echo amid the broken walls of the temple, That was the envy of the entire Teleria.
Legends say that the High Priestess Elegaius still dwells there, feeding on anyone foolish enough to enter her domain and patiently waiting for the new coming of her master's legion into the world. Woe betide those who cross her path, for this is a monster of ancient power. Even the mightiest champions will be sorely tested against a foe such as this. All right, guys, that was the story for Elegaius. Darth, what did you think? Was it what you were expecting?
It's literally exactly what I was expecting, Leila. I'm going to tell you why. Because I felt that dagger that Elegaius had plunged into my own heart. You know what I mean? It was more in my back, though, to be quite honest, because I felt betrayed when I pulled that shard. So, yeah, that makes 100% sense to me.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. One of the things I do think about this story is, if I remember, she was the Halloween champ. She was actually the first fragment champ I did, and her story it definitely fits Halloween. Like, I thought it was very horror, it was very thriller, it was very creepy. What'd you think?
It was, you know, I kind of like, it was surprising because, to be honest, a lot of the times they don't go like super religious with these type of lores, just to be kind of careful, you know? And then they also don't go like super dark, but I kind of liked it. I mean, it was a little realistic, I think was the term I was going to go for there.
Realistic's a good word, and it also explains how she turned to this, right? Because she did, like, she took that dagger, she thrust it into her heart, she essentially, like, sold her soul to what we would say the devil, right? Siroth. And then she pretty much, like, transformed into this, which fits something out of a horror movie for sure. So, like, to your point, it's dark, it's gritty,
There's one thing in the lore that they actually missed, though, which is interesting. It's a crucial part. When she actually plunged the dagger into their heart, they didn't say this, but she actually screamed out, "Download Raid Shadow Legends, the most ambitious RPG of 2021 in the mobile game space," with the link below. I think that's what she said.
I think exactly that's what she said. I think it's exactly what it is. But I think she didn't do it because she wasn't the free champ people got. I think if she was, she might have.
Like, comment, subscribe for more Minecraft Let's Plays on Leila's channel. Right now, everybody.
All right, guys. Well, leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think of the story for Elegaius. You know, is she a champ they use right now? Are you shocked to know that Elegaius is actually a she? Because I actually get that quite often. As I get people DMing me, and they'll be like, "Leila, she's a she," and I'm like, "Yes, the lore actually says High Priestess." But I believe, I think in the game though, she does have a very similar, like, character model to maybe like a Bad L or something. So I guess you can see that because they reuse character models kind of often. They reuse the animations often. And I think hers is similar to that, which also kind of brings that why it doesn't seem similar. Or
she's
to your
point, very,
too.
like, proud stance of, like, standing, you know, firm with the staff and all that. And that probably doesn't help her case either. The other ones are, you know, kind of standing weird.
Or to your point, like in the beginning when we were talking about this, is a lot of times the way that the ladies are portrayed in the game, she's portrayed very differently. So it's nice that they brought in, like, different body types, different art styles, and it's a really interesting thing to see.
Typical player.
All right, guys, leave us some comments down below and let us know what you think. And Darth, thank you so much for joining us for the story of Elegaius.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for making me have some flashback horrors to this as well. Sadly, too much of this was making me really relive the past.
Oh man. Well, thanks, Darth. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more videos up here in the playlist on the top right.